This is Audible.
Watcher on the Edge. An Audible Original. Written by Jeff Marsick. Narrated by Christopher Ragland. Chapter 1. Gage watched the blue Mercedes reverse out of the driveway, then waited a full 10 minutes to make sure it wouldn't return because the driver or his passenger wife either forgot something or remembered they should have done something before they left. The street was quiet under a crescent moon playing peekaboo through scudding clouds. No cars, no dogs, not even wind sighing through the trees. Gage was barely a whisper himself, emerging from a wall of tall evergreens along the property line and approaching the garage side of a 2-story Tudor. He peered through the window of the garage's side door and across the space to the alarm panel beside the house entrance. Green light. Unarmed. Gage always found it amusing that people spent thousands of dollars on home security systems and most of the time never actually activated them. The handle of the side door was inexpensive and not backed up by a deadbolt. Even if the owner had bothered to lock it, it would have been easy for Gage to pick with the tools he'd brought. It was almost as though they wanted him to come inside. Gage slipped into the garage, turned on his headlamp's red LED light to preserve his night vision, and crossed to the other side. Before he entered the house, he started the countdown timer on his G-Shock watch. 20 minutes. He'd spent 2 weeks casing the house, looking for a window of opportunity, some routine he could exploit. Thursdays were apparently date night for the homeowners, and each time they'd been gone for roughly 2 hours before returning. Gage wouldn't need 2 hours. 20 minutes was his rule. Hit it and quit it with time to spare in case something didn't go exactly as planned. Besides, the purpose wasn't to pillage everything in sight. It was about being surgical and targeting specific locations in the house. Taking only a few things left homeowners scratching their heads and wondering when or where they'd misplaced something. Opening the door made the alarm panel beep to signal that a zone had been triggered. He passed through the mudroom and into the kitchen. The homeowners had left the under-cabinet lighting on, and the wide plank, reclaimed wood flooring he'd helped install looked good. Gage ignored the downstairs, and the artwork hung throughout. Several pieces were probably worth at least 5 figures, but art was always a bitch to fence, and he'd heard more stories about people getting busted trying to move art than actually doing so. He did note, though, how the living room and dining rooms were tastefully, if sparsely, decorated in a union between Restoration Hardware and B&B Italia. He also noticed that the furniture was in a different configuration than when he and a crew had delivered it about 6 weeks ago. At the front of the house was a grand entryway with enough room to receive a marching band. A wide chandelier dangled from a high ceiling overhead. A stairway curved its way to the second floor, where going left took you past a railing overlooking the entryway to a pair of secondary bedrooms and a home office. An immediate right put you in the master bedroom, with a balcony overlooking the backyard. Gage took the stairs 2 at a time and turned right. Dresser, master bath, and outdoor balcony to his left. Bed and nightstand straight ahead. His and hers closets to the right. Gage hit the dresser first, knowing the husband